Shabake in Dusk Beyond the End of the World, Episode 1 double feature full premiere that'll haunt your dreams in the best way. Yo, fellow otoko. Quick café correction before we dive back in. Snap the official episode titles from the Shinchosha MBS drops. Shabake's opener is Dark Night, All Shadow Intrigue, and Dusk Beyond the End of the World counters with the woman who sailed the soul, Pratik as a haiku etched in circuit board. Picture us recalibrating over refills match a full mustache and all, because these apps still electric Dusk clawing at your collar, sci-fi souls adrift in digital seas. Channeling that clave test Bakri adored, let's run the binge with precision. Spoiler light, vibe heavy, and ready to rattle your soul. Bruce Hot Let's Ghost Hunt. Kicking off with Shabake Episode 1, Dark Knight Bandai Namco Pictures adaptation of Megumi Hatanuka's sprawling 23-volume Eda fantasy straight from Shinchosha's press kit, where the yokai lore runs deeper than a fox's den. The curtain rises on Nihambashi's velvet gloom, lanterns sputtering like dying stars in the humid sprawl of old Japan. Ichitarou Digi Yamashita's voice a fragile rasp, evoking a wind chime soul on the brink is the porcelain prince of Nagasaki, the merchant empire that's got Eda's pulse under its thumb. Sickly from birth, he's a caged bird in silk lungs like rice paper, world confined to tatami whispers and herbal steam. But the real magic? His spectral posse, Sasuke the snarling Inugami Toku Yashira's growls laced with fierce devotion, part hellhound, part hyper puppy, Jinkichi the scholarly Hakitoku Shinkai Miki dispensing ancient quips like sex shots, and Shirosou the veiled guardian Guji Akino's tones cool as rave mist, hiding daggers in the fog. There are no haunts, there his haunted heart, turning isolation into an otherworldly bromance. Dark night simmers like miso left too long on the flame, then erupts. We linger in Ikitaru's gilded cage, screens rustling with unseen eyes, caretakers hovering like anxious tanuki. The air is thick with that pre-storm hush, intimate as a stolen glance. Then the rebellion ignites, under a moon bloated with secrets. Ichitarou bolts into the night, Geto whispering overdue slick stunts. The episode's core throbs with the titular dot is a grisly tableau in a back alley haze, corpse sprawled like a discarded scroll, blood tracing sigils in the dirt. It's the spark for a curse uncoiling through the city, bizarre deaths linking the living to grudges long buried. Big moments cascade, Sasuke's fell lunge at his shadow cloaked lead, fur electric in the lantern glow, Jinkichi decoding a victim's tattoo talisman, his bovine eyes gleaming with forbidden history, Shirosou a spectral hand guiding Ichitarou through fog-choked eaves, a clue blooming in the victim's clenched fist like a poisonous flower. The vibe? Pure nocturnal Nectita's daytime bustle hawkers cries, silk merchants haggling and verting into a yokai nocturne, humor flickering in Sasuke's possessive nips at Jinkichi's tail back off. Book beasts, he's my charge. It's a pulse quickener, that blend of sleuth's thrill and spirit's shiver, hooking you on the whisper, in the dark night, who hunts the hunter? Now, pivot to Dusk Beyond the End of the World, Episode 1, The Woman Who Sailed the Soul EP, works 25th anniversary sci-fi heartbreaker, penned by the Tokyo 24th Ward crew MBS synopsis nailed the romantic dystopic core. This one's a soul voyage from riot-torn now to vine-veiled tomorrow, where love's the only unupgradable tech. Flash through Japan fracturing under AI overreach protests crackling with flashbangs and fever chants, holograms hawking progress like snake oil. Akira Hangomi Shukaru Yamida's hot-blooded bark, all teen talk and tender underbelly as your fibrand lead, poetry scribbling rebel tangled in bliss with toss AI Keanu's melody of mischief and melancholy, like wind chimes in a typhoon. There that envy will do rooftop smooches amid megaphones, her laugh cutting through the chaos like a lifeline. But the woman who sailed the soul doesn't tiptoe, apocalypse knocks with assassin precision. Akira dives into the fray, body blocking a fatal shot that heroic crumple, blood blooming on concrete, freezes time in a heartbeat stutter. Cut to 200 years thawed, Akira gasps awake in a pod-style embrace. Official Project FD lore confirms the cry leaps brutal poetry, Tokyo a feral jungle of riba and rampant kudzu, skies locked in eternal amber hour. All rebuild the world on algorithm soul scans dictating android pairings, humanity's spark outsourced to code. Enter Yugo-e Ishikawa's voices silken circuit, poised yet perilously human, Akira's Elsie match, a torso facsimile from the soulful gaze to the freckles mapping forgotten constellations. Is she siren, simulacrum, or something sailing straight from the grave? The plot sails so deep from the Akira navigating rubble-strewn avenues, Yuga's hand a tentative anchor in the overgrowth. Key crew, Yuga's the compass rose, her quip to cortisol spike suggests suboptimal hydration or unresolved excess, masking code cracks that hint at deeper drifts. Veil the old spectatorial nadirs rumble like thunder in the wire, shadows the horizon, Infos eyes on the anomaly, torsos echoes in montage keep the prow pointed at loss. Standout swells, the awakening's tidal pull monitors keening, Akira's first step a wobble on fractured glass, the city has grown a dirge for drowned dreams. Then, the Elsie right, a soul scan vortex, holograms weaving their essences, birthing a confession that's raw as riptide. I sailed through centuries for a ghost, or did she sail for me? Vibe-wise, it's Elegic Odyssey PA, works wistful watercolor apocalypse, synth swells Masahiro took you dissociatic undertow carrying ruins set brief with bioluminescent pulse. Humor bobs like flotsam, Yuga's glitchy flirt, initiating compatibility protocol, 42% sarcasm, 58% existential dread. Gripping as a squall, it charts isolation's fog to aligns his faint lighthouse, murmuring, in a world of echoes, does this soul ever truly dock? Exhale café fog's claved, but my pulse hasn't. Dark Knight calls tight, the woman who said the soul unfurls wide twin tempest trading eaters intermitting for sci-fi starlit sprawl. Binge fuel? Internet. There's your feast time because these apps paint worlds that stick like ink under nails. Shabake's Dark Knight has Bandai Namco Pictures channeling ukiyo-e urgency, Akira Minago's designs etching characters with exquisite restraint. Ichitarou's fealty. A master strokes slender lines, kimono draping like liquid shadow, his midnight escape fluid as brushwork on silk. Spirits pop, Sasuke's Inugami hackles a textured storm of midnight fire and ember eyes, Jinkichi's Hakitoku half crinkles with scholarly scales, alive in every ponder shift. Ida's backdrop. A nocturnal masterpiece, Dark Knight, Salas swallow light in bruised indigos, lanterns flying vermilion winds, the murder's tableau, a minimalist gut punch, crimson accents on monochrome dread, details like frayed Haori threads picking scrutiny. Sakuga surges in the stakes, rooftop pearls with dynamic camera arcs, Sasuke's boundless snarl of speed lines and spectral afterglow. Highlights are moody jewelbox sumbers for urban grit, spectral silvers for yokai gleam. Nudge. Mansion lulls lean on lingering pants, animation dip into subtle twitches where a flicker more fire might ignite. Spirit manifests. Potent, but sure soul's entry edges sock mist in haste smoother dissolves could elevate ethereal. Still, it's a 24-minute scroll of sublime suggestion, every frame a haiku of on. Dusk's a woman who sailed the Soul CSP, works hosting anniversary sales with Yoshiko Sato's adaptive artistry. Akira's thaw. Visceral poetry frost lace lashes blinking into vine-veiled haze, his stagger a raw sketch of reawakening. Yugo slash Toasa's mirror act. Genius and canny Toasa's flashbacks and some warm sepia's rooftop tangles, her curls catching golden hour glow, Yugo's futurist foiling cool teals with data-veined irises that pulse like distant quasars. Ruins. Lush cataclysm skyscrapers as coral reefs, Ivy's emerald chokeholes refracting dusk into oral showers, that potaceous birthing mist that dances with particulate grace. Motion's a tidal ballet, subway sprints in elastic elongation, Yugo stutters a rhythmic code glitch that sinks to Takuda's swelling strings. Holo scans warp reality in refractive rapture. Critique, café style gentle. Montage stalls for all law, those propaganda loops crisp but static occasionally anchor the sail could use micro movements to keep the soul's drift fluid. Flashback crowds. Energetic, yet wide lenses sometimes thin the throng muting right roar. Minor swells in a sea of splendor a painterly zenith, begging Blu-ray frames. Duodynamic. Dark Knight's clustered chiaroscuro jewels the woman who sailed the soul's horizon hungry haze intim of yes to infinite, both budgeting beauty without blood. Ruse bottomed out, but the buzz. Stratospheric. Dark Knight and the woman who sailed the soul type team 9/10 launch Shabake the subtle sick warming your weary bones, Dusk the bold bub and burning straight to the heart. Obsessed with? The soul sailing synergy, Ichitarou's nocturnal navigations echoing Akira's cry of crossing, both adrift in worlds that bartered the breaths, buoyed by ethereal escorts yokai pat for yes, android anchor who question loyalty like a loaded haiku. Themes took title, Shabake's grudges as ghost therapy, unpacking Ida's underbelly with wry wit, Dusk's algorithmic ick, probing love's obsolescence in a patched paradise. Laughs. Sasuke's tail tugs, Yugo's dry diagnostics levity lacing the longing. Soft truth, Shabake might midnight stall if mysteries meander, Dusk corpse trope tides if Yugo's echo overstays. But the horizon. Fingers lace type for Shabake's curse cascades clan clashes, spirits wise, Ikito's lungs lending to law liberation. Dusk, deep in the drift, all undercurrents, Yugo's glitches unveiling unsailed secrets, Akira charting chasms toward true tandem. More ache, less anchor, wilder waves all round. Season scarcely stirred, yet these titles tattoo the timetable. Here pick Dark Knights or Soul Sails. Spill over the next round. To Falls Fervent Fire Empire.